Hi, this is Mr. Ruttlesheimer from Armstrong High School. Today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about the characteristics of monopolistic competition. Also, in addition to teaching at Armstrong, I also am the co-author of Barron's AP Micro and Macro. If you're teaching AP, check it out. Monopolistic competition has both features of a monopoly and also a competitive market. So, candy bars are a very competitive market, but there's only one Three Musketeers. Or, as I've seen the day after Halloween here, there's only one Twix bar. That makes it unique, but there's also lots of competition in that market. Same thing with fast food restaurants. So here's a few starting questions for you. What does a Butterburger, buckle jeans, and Ray-Bans have in common? Well, you're probably thinking not much, but let's look at a couple things here that these three goods have in common. They're brand names, so you understand that there's only one Culver's burger out there, or one brand of buckle jeans. But they also have lots of competition. There's many substitutes. Lots of places you can grab a burger, but again, Culver's is unique as that is the only has somewhat of a unique tasting product that they try to differentiate from others. But very similar products, highly competitive market, jeans, sunglasses, fast food. These companies also advertise to try to make their products seem have differentiating features. They have some control over price, though if the price of a burger rises to $15, obviously they're probably not going to sell many at that price. But they do have some control over price and very low barriers to entry. So if a firm wants to come into the market, that can happen quite quickly. So all these things, fast food, sunglasses, jeans, have all these characteristics in mind, or in common. Now looking at the number of competitors compared in the continuum of the four markets that you've learned about in some of your other videos. Perfect Competition has the most competitors. Second would be oligopoly, and they also have more market control than Perfect Competition, but less than monopoly and oligopoly. Here's just another visual that shows the four major markets where there's just a few oligopolies. One is a monopoly. Monopolistic competition has many firms, and Perfect Competition, hundreds or thousands, with an identical product. So I always try to remember where it stands on that continuum that we were talking about, monopolistic competition up here. Okay, well here's what seems to be the characteristics of monopolistic competition. Here's a little acronym that will help you understand the characteristics. First of all, they have similar products, but again, these goods can be unique. It's easy interest and exit to the market. While there is lots of competition, they try to have use advertising to make their product look unique and to give them monopoly-like power. And many buyers and sellers in the market. So those what seem to be that acronym can help you remember some of those characteristics, and also your students. So how does a firm differentiate? Well, again, the fast food market, great example of monopolistic competition by their design, the distribution, what is your service like? Sonic might be a drive-in theater, the quality of the product, the service, the location. All these things can help differentiate. Or just another way, McDonald's in a competitive market. In some markets, they actually have there's McDelivery, trying to differentiate their product. Okay, well, here's some examples of differentiation. Examples again of monopolistic competition: fast food restaurants, furniture markets, jewelry stores, pizza delivery. And again, these are all things that stores can do to help differentiate. Again, one of the key things to remember here is that monopolistic competition, in the word, it says monopoly, but it also has competition. Let's look at some of the monopolistic qualities. They do have some control over the price due to their differentiated product. Butterburger is different than a Five Guys hamburger, and that gives them some control over price. We're not going to get too much into graphing today, but the demand is greater than the marginal revenue. Lots of advertising, which helps give them a unique product. And most economists feel that it is not an efficient market. Now here's some characteristics of perfect competition. Large number of smaller firms. So you have small firms in a very competitive market. Relatively easy entry and exit. Firms can come into that market quite easily. And in the long run, there's zero economic profits. When profits are being made, that attracts competitors to the market, which will reduce the demand for existing firms. So just to review here, the differentiation factor. Goods are not identical. Firms try to capture a piece of the market by making unique products. Since these products have substitutes, firms can use non-price competition by competing through ads showing how their product is different. Here's a few examples of non-price competition: brand names and packaging, product attributes, service, are all things that, like Chick-fil-A tries to differentiate by saying "my pleasure" every time you ask for anything. Tried to differentiate in the fast food market by their high standards of service. Or if you look at the candy bar market here, you can see how these are very similar but also differentiated. Okay, on the graph for monopolistic competition, again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the graphs here, but similar to a monopoly and oligopoly, the marginal revenue is less than demand, and where they're together with perfect competition. And you can see the green rectangle is the area of economic profit. So in the short run, this graph is the price at the efficient quantity is above ATC, average total cost, at the profit maximizing quantity, so they're earning economic profits. However, in a competitive market, that's going to attract competition. And in the long run, new firms are going to enter, driving down demand for the firms already in the market. Firms are going to enter, and because of that extra competition, demand goes down for this one firm. Shifting it to the left to the break-even point, you can see at the profit maximizing quantity, MR equals MC, the price and the ATC, average total cost, are at the same point. So this would be considered long-run equilibrium with no economic profits. And again, profits attract competition in monopolistically competitive markets. New firms are going to enter, and this means more close substitutes and less market shares for the existing firm. Demand for each firm is going to fall. When short-run losses are made, firms will exit the market instead of enter. And the firms that are still hang on in the market is going to increase demand for those remaining firms. And demand for each firm rises, not because of anything they specifically did, but because these new firms are entering the market. Showing that graphically here, here's a firm making a loss. You can see at the profit maximizing quantity, the price here is below the average total cost, showing an economic loss. The green area signifying a loss. But now in the long run, firms will leave, driving up demand for firms already in the market, shifting the curve to the right, getting back to the long run equilibrium with no economic profits but no losses either, a normal profit. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is, are monopolistically competitive firms efficient? Well, given the resources they had, a firm could produce at minimum ATC, which is considered productively efficient, but they decide not to because that's not the profit maximizing quantity. The gap between the minimum ATC output and the profit maximizing quantity is excess capacity. So these firms have extra resources that aren't being um, utilized the way an efficient market would. And this gap between the quantity, the profit maximizing quantity, and producing the quantity at minimum ATC. This gap here is known as excess capacity. The firm could be producing more, but they have resources that are underutilized, known as excess capacity. However, there are some advantages to monopolistic competition as well that economists have been recently realizing and even pointing out in their textbooks. While they maybe have excess capacity, this large number of firms gives lots of variation in the market and consumers get lots of choices. There's also non-price competition. May result in long-term economic profits for some firms like a Chipotle or Nike. Nike may continue to make above that break-even point or normal profit because they're a well-known brand, and same thing for something like, let's say, Chipotle or Culver's if their product is differentiated so well and known for their outstanding quality. So it's not all bad with monopolistic competition. There's lots of variety despite the excess capacity. Thank you for watching today, and good luck with your other work on the market structures. Thank you.